Hey there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's currently New Year's Eve and I want to set a goal for myself today to make the most money I've made in one day. So prior to this, the most I made in one day was about $550, and I was able to make that in about 11 and a half hours, which is a really good hourly rate. And I wasn't even on New Year's, it was this past summer. We're having a bunch of big concerts here in Nashville. So it was one of those nights where there was a big concert here and it was, it was surging all night. But, game plan for today is to make $600, and I'm going to make that by doing a couple of hours of food delivery in the afternoon because, it's not that busy yet with rides. There's not that many bonuses or surges. No one's going out this early. So I'm going to do food delivery for the lunch rush. I'm going to go home, eat, chill, and I'm going to hop back out again around 4 or 5. All right, so I ended up doing about 2 hours and 12 minutes of delivery, and it was super slow at first, but thankfully I got a couple shop and deliver orders with DoorDash. I got a really good order from Target. And altogether, I made about $56 in 2 hours and 12 minutes, which is about $25 an hour. So, for us to hit the 600 goal that I have, I'm going to need to up that average by a lot. Right now, it's 7:06. Just got online with Lyft, and I'm about to just drive until about 11:30, 11:45. And then at that point, I'm going to go back home, watch the ball drop with my girl, and then hop back out again right after midnight. So right now, Lyft is offering like $5 extra per ride, and there's about a $2 or $3 bonus, or surge I should say, on each ride. So not the biggest surge, but that $5 per ride will come through. So I'm just gonna take a bunch of short trips and try to stay local and capitalize off that $5 extra per trip. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you guys updated. All right, so it's 4 a.m. right now, and I just pulled up to my apartment. But let me rewind a little and tell you guys what happened, right? So leading up to 12 a.m., I drove for about 4 hours and 18 minutes, and there really weren't many surges. Like, Uber had some surges in random suburbs and stuff, but nothing in downtown where I was at. Lyft had maybe at most like $3-4 surges, but really what came through was the extra bonus per ride that Lyft was offering. They're offering about 5 or 6 per ride, and that started stacking up because I was taking very short trips, and I was knocking a bunch of those trips out. So long story short, leading up to New Year's, leading up to 12 a.m., I averaged about $51 an hour with Lyft. I think I made about 210, something like that, in about 4 hours, 18 minutes. I'll put the screenshots up because I don't remember the exact numbers right now. But then basically I went home for New Year's, hopped back out, and it was really popping, especially with Uber. Lyft, not so much, but Uber was offering some good surges. So, my game plan stayed the same. I was taking short rides, trying to stay local, just knocking out as many rides as I can so I could get the surge on each ride. And basically, okay, from 12:35 to 3:35, for those 3 hours, I made $308, which is what, like $102 an hour, a little more than that. So that was probably the most I've made in 3 hours. $300, that was pretty crazy. It did die down at about 3:30, and I only took one more trip basically from 3:30 to 4. I took another trip with Lyft, but I'm pretty sure I hit the 600. I'm too tired right now. I don't want to look at the numbers and do the math, but I'll give you guys a breakdown tomorrow of how much I made, my hourly and all that, and if I was able to hit 600. All right, so it's the next day now. I'm going to give you guys a breakdown of how many hours I worked, how much I made, my averages and everything. So on DoorDash, I made $44, and that came directly from the lunch shift I did. On Uber, I made $324.81. And on Lyft, it's showing $283.30. However, $50 of that came from a ride challenge I did, which was like 30 rides for $50. And half of those rides I did the night previous. So I think it would be misleading if I included that $50 into my challenge. So I'm going to subtract it, and we're going to end up with $233.30 for Lyft. Altogether, I worked 9 hours and 52 minutes, and I made $602.11, which is about $61.44 an hour. Now, here's something else. If I don't count that lunch shift where I was doing deliveries and I only count the night shifts when I did rideshare, I worked 7 hours and 40 minutes, and I made $545.35, and I averaged about $71 an hour. So mainly because, during 12:30 to 3:30, I averaged about $100 an hour with Uber, so that helped bring up my average by a lot. Altogether, I'm happy with how much I made, $600 in a day. I made some good money. I also got a new personal best for myself. I had never hit 600 before. I didn't have anyone throw up, get sick in my car. I didn't have anyone cause an issue, be annoying or nothing like that. It was a safe night. It was a peaceful night. I made $600. Happy with that, and thank you guys for tuning in.